knuckleheads, imbeciles. Why are great men always surrounded by lesser beings?
I ask myself the same question, fool.
How did you get here? Go on!
That's easy for you to say, sucker. Now shut up.
Get the intruders!
Splitting time, little buddy.
Oh, we'll fight for freedom wherever there is trouble. G.I. Joe is here.
Hey, all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Friday edition of TNI News. And let me help you kick off your weekend with the latest news roundup in the world of action figures. So let's first start with a little bit of news on the GIJoe classified front. So just the latest update on the HasLab Dragonfly campaign. It is now currently sitting at 12,044 backers as I'm filming this. So we're less than 1,000 backers to go before we get to the first stretch goal of that Night Force Ripcord figure. I suspect it will possibly happen tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then likely Sunday. Now, if it happens over the weekend, especially if it happens on Sunday, I don't know if we'll see the next stretch goal revealed until Monday. I don't know if Hasbro's working on the weekend or not. But, hopefully by Monday, we will see what the second stretch goal will end up being. Hopefully it will be for a classified airborne figure. That's the one I'm hoping to see, which would be unlocked. The second one will be unlocked if it gets to 16,000 backers. So, but again, we're pretty close to unlocking that first stretch goal. It's been fully funded. It's reached the 10,000. So the Wild Bill and the Dragonfly are automatically going into production. And as I say, the Ripcord figure looks like is definitely going to be unlocked as well. And when we have details on what the second stretch goal is, you can bet I'll be sure to let you guys know. Now, in other GIJoe classified news, I just wanted to give you a brief update. I talked about this in Wednesday's video and also elaborated on this last night during the live stream. But if you missed those, for GIJoe mainstream classified pre-orders this month for GIJoe June, it looks like there's going to be 3 different days where items will be going up for pre-order. So those days again are June 14th, so that's next week. That will be our first mainline. And when I say mainline, I mean, online e-tailers like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, probably Amazon, things like that. So again, on June 14th, then we've got June 21st, and the third one is June 28th. Now, I still don't know exactly what is going to be going up for pre-order on those days, but I can tell you fairly definitively that on the 14th, we can expect 2 GIJoe classified items to go up for pre-order. So again, I had told you that on Wednesday. But the additional detail I have for you is that one of those figures will be the next figure from the next main wave of 5. So again, those figures that will be available everywhere. One of the figures that will be going up for pre-order on the 14th will be one of those 5. And then the second figure is a fan channel exclusive, which means will only be available online, again, at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, maybe Amazon. Like with the Arctic Bat, Amazon ended up carrying that one, but that was primarily a fan channel exclusive. So again, 2 figures for pre-order on the 14th. Then on the 21st, the next pre-order date, we can expect 3 figures to go up for pre-order. So on the 28th, we will see 2 figures from that wave of 5, which is deemed as the third wave of 2023, if you want to get technical. So 3 figures from that wave will be going up for pre-order on the 21st. And then, 2 figures from that wave will be going up for pre-order on the 21st. And then what is labeled as a deluxe figure. Now, Hasbro is kind of, they've got a lot of different categories for deluxes now. Everything from just a figure with a lot of accessories, like the Snow Job figure, to 2-packs, to figures with, animals. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure at first I was thinking maybe it was going to be that Steel Core 2-pack that was going to be going up for pre-order on this day. But from what I understand, each of the pre-orders are going to be individual figures. So I don't think it's going to be the 2-pack. And then the third day of pre-orders on the 28th, that will see the final 2 figures in that wave 3. So the final 2 of the 5 figure wave. So again, I can't tell you specifically what's going to be going up for pre-order on those days. However, I will tell you that, so far Hasbro has given us digital renders of the following figures. So the low light figure, the Firefly version 2 figure, the Tunnel Rat figure, and then most recently Grunt and Crimson Viper. And I feel like that might be the next wave of 5 figures that go up for pre-order. So, broken up over the course of those 3 different days this month, I feel like that is good chance will be the figures that go up on those days. And then we've also seen a digital render for that Steel Core 2-pack, which again, my initial thought was that maybe that was going to be the deluxe figure that goes up on the 28th. But being that it is likely an individual figure of some type, I don't think it's going to be that. So my next thought is that possibly it might be Mutt and Junkyard. I was told individual figure, so I don't know, if Junkyard counts as a second figure or they look at that more as an accessory. But Junkyard being the dog, of course. Mutt, is a possibility. We have not seen a digital render for that one, but being those don't go up for pre-order until June 21st, it is certainly possible Hasbro could release a digital render of that figure between now and the 21st. So I won't, again, I don't know for sure, but my feeling is it might be the Mutt and Junkyard figure that goes up for pre-order along with one of the regular or along with 2 of the regular figures in that wave. That day on the 21st, we'll see 3 different figures go up for pre-order. Now we've also seen a digital render for the Shadow Tracker figure, but I believe I've been told I didn't hear it for myself, but I've been told that the Hasbro folks in one of their interviews they did with somebody. I'm not sure who, but mentioned that was going to be a Walmart exclusive. So as far as the fan channel, I really have no idea what that's going to be. If Shadow Tracker, if Shadow Tracker wasn't seeming likely to be a Walmart exclusive, I would think that would be the fan channel figure. But if in fact that the Shadow Tracker ends up being a Walmart exclusive, then that would preclude it for being one of the a fan channel exclusive that would be going up for pre-order this month. The next round of Walmart exclusives will likely be going up for pre-order next month during the Walmart Collector Con event. So I don't expect anything from Walmart to go up this month. So that's all I have for you now. Like I said, I unfortunately have not been able to lock down specifics, but again, generally the way Hasbro generally works things is they first give us a pipeline name, a reveal, just the name, and then they will give us the digital renders, and then the figures will go up for pre-order, and when the figures go up for pre-order, then they give us the actual, press images of the figures themselves. So, I speculating here based on what we've seen digital renders for, and again, it is possible Hasbro could release additional renders between now and when these pre-orders go live. But I have a strong feeling that many of the figures that we've already seen the digital renders for will be going up for pre-order over the course of this month. Okay, now let's stick with Hasbro and move over to Marvel Legends. So yesterday, as expected, that Target exclusive Avengers 60th anniversary Black Widow figure went up for pre-order on the Target website. Now, as I'm filming this today, it is still available on Target's website. The cost of this one is $27.99. You get 3 different head sculpts with this figure. You get multiple pairs of hands, a couple of different weapons. You get her widow stings. You get blast effects, smoke effects. A lot of things that we've seen with previous Black Widow figures we're getting with this one as well. So not all in all, not a bad looking Black Widow figure. It looks like it incorporates the pinless technology with both the arms and the legs. I'm sure some people would like to have seen her a little more well endowed, but that's action figures today. So again, overall, it looks pretty good to me. So I did end up adding this one to pre-ordering this one and look to add it to my collection, even though I've already gotten several Black Widow figures. I thought this one definitely was one of the nicer ones that they've done. So the release date on this one, at least according to the Target website, will be July 30th. And, I imagine this will be found at physical stores at some point as well. Now, Dan Young yesterday also revealed via Twitter that we can expect more Target exclusives to be made available this month. More Marvel Legend Target exclusives. Each Thursday, it sounds like this month, in the month of June. So there's 3 more Thursdays in this month. So I guess that means we can expect 3 more Marvel Legends. He didn't specifically say every Thursday. He just said more Marvel Legend reveals. So I am making somewhat of an assumption that he meant every Thursday. He could mean only 1 or 2 additional Thursdays. I don't know. But we have more Target exclusives coming for Marvel Legends that will be going up for pre-order this month. And I guess the next one will be next Thursday. I don't know what it is. He didn't give any specifics, and I'm not aware of at this time of what they will actually be. But again, you can mark your calendar for Thursdays and look for more Target Marvel Legend exclusives to come soon. Now, on top of that, Target has also announced the dates for their next summer Geek-Out event. So for those not familiar, this is where every Friday Target will put up for pre-order new exclusives. Not everything they put up is an exclusive, but much of what they do is an exclusive. And it's every Friday at 8 a.m. Central Time is when they go. The pre-orders go live on the Target website. It's from various companies. Each week they do pre-orders from a particular company. So generally the companies include McFarlane Toys, NECA Toys, Hasbro a lot of times, Mattel sometimes, Funko. So basically this will go starting this next Friday, June 16th, and it will go until July 21st. So those are the dates for this event. So that's, again, on Fridays. And since Dan Young said the Marvel Legend pre-orders would be on Thursdays, I'm thinking probably Marvel Legends will not be part of the actual Geek Out event, but probably Hasbro will have some other exclusives that will go up. Maybe. I don't have any specifics other than I will tell you that definitely NECA is likely going to have some stuff which appears to already be hitting physical stores. So on Wednesday, I told you how people were finding new animated series sets, the Bugman set with the Electro Zapper, the April O'Neil version 2 figure, and that Colossus Bonafrog deluxe figure. So those 3 animated figures are showing up at more and more Target stores. Those are Target exclusives. There are also Mirage comic figures that are showing up, but I don't think those are actual Target exclusives. Just like we saw with the Holothon event, where Target got first dibs on some of those Mirage comic figures and Archie comic figures, those ended up being available elsewhere. And I'm pretty sure with these ones that are showing up now, same thing, where Target, I guess, has probably got first dibs on them, but they eventually will be available elsewhere. So the thing to take away from that is if you don't find them at Target or aren't able to get them online, if they sell out quickly, don't resort to having to pay the secondary market prices for them, because they will eventually be available elsewhere. But that Turtle 4-pack is starting to show up. The Mirage Splinter figure looks like it's starting to show up. The battle damaged Shredder figure and that blue Foot Soldier figure all appear to be starting to show up at Target stores as well. So again, I'm about 99% sure those are not Target store exclusives. They're just showing up at Target first. The animated series, just like always, however, are Target exclusives. So if you want to add those to your collection, those you will have to get at Target. Now, my honest opinion is out of those 3, the April version 2 is probably going to be the hardest to get. The others with the more obscure characters I found are not nearly as hard to get at Target. A lot of those have ended up just collecting dust, at least at my local stores. And I figure if my stores have them, probably every store has them, because my store doesn't stock them very well at all. But, definitely I feel like the April out of the 3 animated series sets that are showing up will be the most difficult to get. Now, I don't know where this image showed up from, but it is the barcodes for all those figures I just mentioned. And from what I'm told, if you have like a Target employee scan them, or even go to the little screens in the store, you can check and see if they're in stock. And if they are, then, politely ask a Target employee if they will bring them out to you. Now, a lot of times, Target does their own stocking of products at Target stores, but if they're in the back room and you can confirm that they're back there, then you might be able to get somebody to go back there, an actual Target employee to go back there and bring them out if they haven't already been put out on the shelves. All right, now I got some McFarlane news. So again, I talked about these last night during the live stream, but I just want to go over them real quick. So yesterday, McFarlane Toys started to preview their upcoming Blue Beetle movie figures. So based on overseas listings, there's going to be 4 different figures that are released, and we got preview images for 2 of those. So the 2 that we saw yesterday, a preview of the regular Blue Beetle movie Blue Beetle figure, and then also the mega figure, the Carapax, which I'm not really familiar with this character, but he looks pretty cool. So those were 2 that were listed. The other 2 is a Blue Beetle battle mode, which I don't know how that differs from the regular Blue Beetle, but it's listed as battle mode. And then there's also a 12-inch Blue Beetle statuesque like figure like they always do with the movie stuff. So those are the 4 items that we've seen listings for. And then yesterday, McFarlane Toys previewed 2 of them. I don't know exactly when these will start to see release. Probably about a month before the movie comes out. The movie is slated for release in August 18th, I believe. So we'll probably start to see these figures in that July timeframe. One other bit of news I have for you guys on the McFarlane toy front. So we got a reveal also yesterday of the next Big Bad Toy Store exclusive figure. This will be limited to 3,000 pieces. So the first 2 Big Bad Toy Store exclusives sold out fairly quickly. Last time it was a Spawn figure. This one is a DC Multiverse figure. It is a repaint of Superman, listed as black and white accent edition. So he's got like weird whited out eyes with red around it, and it's essentially just a repaint. But again, because they're being made in limited numbers, they probably will, this will probably sell out. Again, this is being offered as a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, and this will be going up for pre-order on June 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And then just announced right as I was filming this, we're getting an Entertainment Earth exclusive figure that will be going up for pre-order on June 15th. It is a DC Multiverse Scarecrow figure, a glow-in-the-dark Scarecrow figure, a Blacklight Edition figure as it's listed, the Infinite Frontier version of Scarecrow. So again, essentially a glow-in-the-dark figure. So again, that will be offered as an Entertainment Earth exclusive and will be going up on June 15th. For you Indiana Jones fans, we've got a new SH Figuarts version based on Raiders of the Lost Ark coming from Tamashii Nations. We got some official images this week. The figure is going to come with a number of accessories, including his pistol, his whip, of course, his pouch, the bag of sand that he used to get the gold little statue, which is also included. And then also the headpiece for the staff of Ra that he used to find where the Ark was located. So his hat and leather jacket appear to be removable on the figure, so you can have him with the hat and jacket or without. And he has a holster for his pistol and everything. So overall looks pretty good. Now this figure is supposed to be going up for pre-order, any day now. Last time I checked, it was not yet available at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. But again, it should be going up there fairly soon. For you Vampirella fans, we've got another Big Bad Toy Store exclusive from Executive Replicas and LooseCollector. So this is a black variant of the character. So this one is available for pre-order now, again, at Big Bad Toy Store. The cost of it is $79.88. She's got the regular head sculpt and then the angry open mouth head sculpt with blood on it, with the fangs. She's also got alternate hands with blood on it. So if you want to add this one to your collection, again, you can pre-order it now. And it's actually listed with a release date of this month. So I guess there is, it should start shipping out to you fairly soon. Now, the last couple of bits of news I have for you today are not specifically about action figures, but they are somewhat related. So first of all, we've got some additional details for the new PlayStation 5 Spider-Man 2 video game. So the release date for this game is going to be October 20th. So again, this game is only going to be released on the PlayStation 5, which recently has become more readily available. So for a long time there, it was really hard to find a PlayStation 5 at market price, but it seems like most retailers now have it in stock. But the Spider-Man 2 game will allow you to play as both Peter Parker and Miles Morales. You'll also be taking on foes like Venom and Kraven. The pre-order date is going to be June 16th. So look for this to go up for pre-order. And those who pre-order it early are going to receive an early unlock Arc-Knight suit for Peter with 3 additional color variants and an early unlock Shadow Spider suit for Miles, again with 3 color variants. So and also a web grabber gadget and 3 skill points to get you started. So if you pre-order it on the 16th, those will be included. The cost is going to be $69.99 here in the United States. There will also be a deluxe edition that will be available through PC, PlayStation Direct. That's going to cost $229. You get a steelbook case plus a statue of Spider-Man fighting Venom. So a 19-inch scale statue. So again, that will be $229. And then there will also be a deluxe digital edition available that will cost $79.99. So this will include all the pre-order incentives as well as 10 unique suits, 5 for Peter and 5 for Miles. And then additionally, you'll get photo mode frames and stickers and 2 additional skill points. So again, that's the digital deluxe edition that will be available. And how many of these variants of Spider-Man stuff make their way into the Marvel Legend line? You know, who knows? But I'm sure we will see possibly some more figures for this game. We already got the Miles and the Peter versions of these characters from the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of these variants as well. And then in some comic book news, we have finally learned who will be taking over the Transformers and GIJoe licenses from IDW, who gave up the license or lost the license at the end of last year. So it will be Image Comics along with Robert Kirkman's Skybound Entertainment. So basically, Robert Kirkman is taking over the 2 licenses, and they will be released under Image Comics, the Image Comics banner. So things will be kicking off in a series called Void Rivals, which the first issue will be released on June 14th. It'll hit comic book stores on June 14th for $3.99. So this basically is going to kind of set things up. They're essentially creating a shared universe for Transformers and GIJoe, and then it is expected after this mini-series ends, each of the properties will get their own individual titles. So more details will be coming during San Diego Comic-Con next month. Bleeding Cool, the website Bleeding Cool was the first site to reveal this information. But again, it's been some time since, IDW gave up doing comics, and we have yet to hear anything from Hasbro. But it does appear that it will be Robert Kirkman's Skybound Entertainment that is taking things over, and the titles will now be released through Image Comics. Okay, and then the final thing I have for you today, it's more of an opinion type piece here, but I read this interesting article on the Wall Street Journal this week. It was an interview with Hasbro CEO Chris Cox. And in the interview, Cox tells the Wall Street Journal that about 40% of Hasbro's revenue is coming from adult collectors, 18 years and older. And he expects that to grow to 50% in the next 5 years. Now, one thing I want to note, first thing, because I know the first thing those of you watching are thinking, those of us who buy action figures, we're making up 40 to 50% of Hasbro's revenue now. And that's not entirely true, because a lot of those adult collectors really come more from the gaming side of things, Dungeons and Dragons and, Magic the Gathering. Their first quarter results for this year were stronger than expected, and in large part that came from sales from Magic the Gathering. So I'm not saying action figure collectors don't make up part of that, but probably between the gaming and the action figures, it is probably a smaller portion. Nevertheless, it is, first of all, my first takeaway was it's nice to see more and more we're being acknowledged. Adult collectors are being acknowledged and how important we are to the toy industry, because, I've been covering this stuff for 20 plus years, and I can tell you for most of that time, the attitude from most toy companies has been, you're barely worth even acknowledging, you're lucky we're even talking to you, adult collector, what is that? All our sales come from kids. So, it is definitely nice to see more and more that we're being acknowledged as an important part of the toy industry these days. I don't like the term kidult that was created by people in marketing that the mainstream media keeps trying to use to describe us. I feel pretty confident saying I don't think any adult collectors ever referred to themselves as a kidult. So again, quit using that name. But nevertheless, it's nice that we are being acknowledged. But like in the article or in the interview, Cox didn't really go into details on how he plans to grow that revenue with the adult collectors. And I know first thoughts, and it's a logical one, it's, oh, well, because they keep raising the prices on all their products. And the problem with that, of course, is, while the price goes up in the eyes of many, the quality is not going up with it. And then you also factor in things like poor distribution, the windowless packaging, which, to be fair, Hasbro has, about a month ago, they announced that they were doing away with the windowless packaging and bringing back plastic, environmentally friendly plastic, but plastic nevertheless. So they have reverse course on that one. But still, we've had rising prices and in some cases diminishing quality, less accessories, gummy plastic joints, things like that. And honestly, again, in the 20 years I've been covering this industry, public opinion from adult collectors for Hasbro seems to be at an all-time low. Now, not all of that criticism is 100% fair. I've stated that before, but definitely there are legitimate criticisms towards Hasbro, and whether it's legitimate criticism or not, the fact is that the perception of Hasbro by many collectors today is not a very positive one. So I don't know exactly how Cox can address that, but I would say if he by some chance or somebody at Hasbro is listening, if you're expecting the adult collector to really pull your fat out of the fire, your proverbial fat out of the fire, you better start, doing more to improve your public relations with the adult collector than what you've been doing. And in fact, a lot of what you've been doing really hasn't been working and might want to start reevaluating that. So, again, it's great that we're being acknowledged, and I certainly don't want to see Hasbro do badly. They do make a lot of the action figure lines that we collect. Whether you hate them or like them, GIJoe, Transformers, Star Wars, Marvel Legends, Dungeons and Dragons, so on and so forth, those all come from Hasbro, and so they are a very important part of this hobby. But I definitely feel like they probably need to start doing a better job with public relations with the adult collector if they want the adult collector to really continue to support them. And there's more competition than ever out there, not just with other large companies, but with a lot of independent guys that have started to make really good figures that are not licensed. As younger people start to come into this hobby, people that didn't grow up on the properties from the 80s and stuff, which is not me. I'm a huge, I collect most of the stuff I collect is based on nostalgia, but there are a younger generation of collectors coming into this hobby that they're collecting for other reasons. And these independent guys like the Four Horsemen and so on and so forth that are making these really cool, non-licensed, not based on some 80s licensed property, are really starting, I think, to make an impact on this industry. And if companies like Hasbro aren't careful, they're going to find themselves left in the dust. So, that's another thing that they should note. And the one final thing I'm going to point out here is quit trying to monopolize your sales through your own goddamn store. Hasbro Pulse is one of the worst ideas that you've ever come up with. I'm talking about the retail side of Hasbro Pulse. Quit trying to compete with the small e-tailers that have supported and essentially allowed this hobby to grow over the years. Quit competing with them by selling the exact same products that they're trying to sell from you. So, again, that's one of the worst ideas I've seen Hasbro come up with in a long time is the emphasis that they keep trying to put into Hasbro Pulse and selling directly to the consumer. Because if they successfully kill off all the small e-tailers, then this hobby is done and they can take Hasbro Pulse and stick it up their butt. I mean, that's really how I kind of see it. But again, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your own thoughts about this down in the comments section below. And I'll leave it there today. Again, have a great weekend. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing, hitting the bell notification. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.